Can't we have a rest break?
Where's Councillor Coleman?
Report on the monitoring officer 2.5. Councillor Cornelius, I think, moving the report, you've got 3 minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I will be very brief about this. The report is quite clear in what it sets out. The 5 of us who had to sit on this committee found this a very difficult procedure. The code that we operate is clunky and was never designed for someone who is not a member of a party group. And this is a problem that we will have to find a way of addressing in the unlikely event that this situation continues. I think it is a very serious matter. There have been disputes about who owns councillors' computers in the past, but one thing we can all agree: no one owns the computer till the end of the council term. So this is a very serious issue that this computer has been lost, destroyed, sold, who knows what, and who knows what date is on it as well. Something we should all be very concerned with, and this is why the committee sent it to Councillor, whose name I can't say because it will cost me a pound.
What about Sami's NHS pension? You get any back on that?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's no surprise at all that Councillor Coleman, has not stayed to listen or respond to this item on the agenda. I'm sure that I'm not the only member of this council who's lost count of the number of times that Councillor Coleman has been censured by this council, either through the old standards board procedure or by the new leaders committee. Has anyone ever calculated what it has cost the council to investigate the numerous complaints against Councillor Coleman?
Why didn't you all stand up?
It does raise the question of what should be an effective form of sanction against a member who persistently flouts the code of conduct and whose behaviour over recent years has done nothing but harm to the interests of local government, not just in Barnet, but across London and probably beyond. One misdemeanour might justify a slap across the wrists, but there comes a point, Mr. Mayor, where anything short of suspension or removal from office altogether is the only way of dealing with persistent and unapologetic miscreants. The report that we have in front of us is wafer thin. It lacks any sort of detail, and whilst I respect the fact that the 5 members have investigated the complaint, there are a large number of questions that remain unanswered, and to which I believe members of this council should justifiably be asking before we formally censure the member. It's concluded that Councillor Coleman disposed of his council-owned computer or notebook. Did the panel give any consideration to the implications for data protection, assuming as one must that the computer included personal details relating to any casework that Councillor Coleman might have done? I believe that fines for breaches of data protection in this way can run into thousands of pounds. Sorry.
You spent 600 now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And Alan Williams, PwC.
I think we should, following on from my colleague, shows concerns over the protection of our data, because actually this is something which we should look at. That councillors should not be able. We should respect the taxpayer, that they are the ones who are funding our equipment.
Well, that would be a first.
And we should make sure that equipment belonging to the council is looked after and safeguarded. We should also, Mr. Mayor, take note that it was actually this group that removed the individual we must note as a convicted criminal, and let's hope that we should bear in mind that he is no longer a part of the Conservative Party, and this is something which we rectify, and hopefully in the upcoming election think that he is someone no longer a part of this chamber. And I'd like to know why, Mr. Mayor, this computer was thrown away. And I'd like to know if he answered the committee why somebody or property that doesn't belong to them wants to throw it away, unless if there's something on there they don't want people to see. That's just my assumption, and I'd like to know, Mr. Mayor, if the leader has any answers to why this was thrown away. That's all I have to say.
Like the Miriam Nash case, isn't it? No record.
Mr. Mayor, I find I'm being very cautious now, very cautious in what I say. It is that this matter, Councillor Coleman was censured for the loss of a committee in sorry, loss of a computer. Thank you, Councillor Pitt. There are other matters that have been considered, but those matters are not proven, and there was no case to censure him on those. We found it is very complicated and clunky, and of course one's imagination can run riot about this kind of thing. But of course he wasn't actually on being charged on the basis of innuendo and wild rumour, and we had to stick to the facts that we had. I regret very much that I can't be more fulsome in my explanation tonight, but I think the law of the land has to be respected in this, and I'm sorry that in so many ways this is an unsatisfactory report to the Council.
Thank you, Councillor. So I'll now read out the recommendation.
Microphone.
Paragraph 5B1 of the Members' Code of Conduct says you must, when using or authorising the use by others of the resources of your authority, act in accordance with your authority's reasonable requirements. And number 2, in view of what I've just read out, the panel recommends that Councillor Coleman be censured. I now take a vote on that recommendation. Those in favour of that recommendation, could they please show?
Councillor Salinger spent £600,000 for Price Waterhouse over the Alan Williams case. Be consistent.
53.
Be consistent. Try and be consistent. And Sami's National Health Pension is still going on.
The recommendation of censure is carried, and I therefore announce that the Council hereby censures Councillor Coleman. I think that fetches us to the end of this meeting. Thank you very much for your forbearance. I bring it to a close.